there are too many, you know what? This is gonna sound really cliche, so please don't go right after you hear this, because, you know, let me just say it. But the thing is that us humans, we really, really do take too many things for granted. You see why I say cliche, too cliche? But hold on, don't go, because this video might actually, or at least I hope that it gives you a better, or if not a better, at least a different way of understanding the things that you have taken for granted, the things that you're currently taking for granted, and even the things that you are going to be taking for granted later on in your life. Later, like, I don't know, maybe fucking in 30 days from now, maybe 30 minutes from now, maybe 3 weeks from now. I don't fucking know. But hopefully this gives you a better understanding of those moments that we just let pass by us. What's going on, guys? My name is Bryan. This is OneTime. Today I want to be talking to you guys about the fact that nothing is ever the same ever again. Once something happens, that's it. Well, let me clarify. At least exactly how that moment was, it will not be able to be recreated. It will not be able to, even though you're sometimes like, hey, let's recreate this moment, right? And whatever. It's never, ever the same. Things in life, they form, create certain moments, create certain things that happen within it and all that stuff. But nothing ever comes back the same. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Let me give you an example. When I was little, when I was younger in El Salvador, for those who don't know, I originated in El Salvador, and you know, we my family traveled to the United States, and here I am making videos for you guys. But in El Salvador, when I was young, I was less than 8 years old, and I remember clearly that I used to see the beautiful, and it was an immense amount of them, the fireflies. Ever since I left El Salvador, I have not been able to see them again. Now, does that say that, okay, well, you can always go back and see them again? You know, you can see the fireflies again, and you can have that experience again. I will have the fact that I'm seeing fireflies again, but the experience will never be the same. I have changed. The fireflies themselves have changed. The environment itself has changed. There are so many variables within that situation that in that specific moment aligned in that way, and it's not going to align in that same way again. Why? Because if one variable has changed, it's already not the same thing. And guess what? If I can't see that other variables have changed, I know that I have changed in some form, in some way, in somehow. I've evolved. And I can go back to having that same experience, but now my mind is going to perceive it differently. You see? The fact that the earth, or not the earth, what the fuck am I thinking? The fact that this existence, that our life is this constantly changing phenomenon, and it just doesn't stop, and it doesn't stop. It just continues, you know, tearing apart, forming new things, coming apart, then them creating something new, and it's just constantly changing. It's a constant changing phenomenon. And because it's so constantly changing, the variables are always becoming different. I think of how this kind of can fall in the same thought process that I have of thinking that nothing ever starts over again. You never get a new beginning. There's no start over, nothing like that. The way I think of it is this existence began, or our existence began, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's so fucking confusing, but it began, and it changes within it. And I mean, there might be an end, right? Like maybe when we die, maybe there is nothing. Maybe we do just die, and that's that. But personally, I don't think so. But maybe that is the case. But I feel like to whatever it is that we're going through right now, there's a beginning, right? We started, but then it just continues, and it has continued, and it has continued, and it has continued, evolving, changing, just like us, evolving, changing. The same thing. Life continues to change, continues to evolve. So if you try to go back to doing the same thing, if you try to go back to being the same thing, guess what? There are so many variables that have created what that specific moment. They're not going to be there again. And sometimes it can even feel similar, but in reality, the moment is not the same. It's not the same. It has evolved. It has changed. I can go back to try to look at the fireflies. And maybe the environment has changed so much that there's not fireflies there anymore. It's just not the same. And so I choose to live in the present now. Live in the present moment. I don't care about the things that I took for granted before, because focusing on what I took for granted keeps me from focusing on the now, the today, the fact that I'm experiencing today for what it is, for what I have, and experiencing in the way that I want to experience it now. Focusing on what I took for granted before is gonna blur my mind from this stuff. And guess what? Focusing on the things that I might take for granted later on are gonna make me expect those things even more. Therefore, not focusing on today. So, live in today. All these moments are gone. All the beautiful moments that you had are gone. They're a memory now. I'm not saying that they're just not a part of existence. I think that if they're in your mind, they're somehow part of the existence then. But in the sense of that moment, specifically that moment, how it was and everything being there, all that's there is just a slim, blurry, foggy memory of it, and that's it. And I'm not telling you all this so that you can start to look at yourself and say, fuck, like I'm sucking, I'm taking all this shit for granted and all that. No, if anything, all I want is for you to focus, to realize, focus on yourself and realize that the fact that life is a constant changing phenomenon makes it so that when something comes your way, when it goes, it's gone. And if it seems to come back, it's gonna be different because it has already left. Enjoy your moments. Live in the present. Enjoy what's now. Enjoy what you got now. Enjoy who you are now. Love who you are now. There's no other moment than that. I hope this video helps you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it did make you think a little bit different about the things that you've taken for granted, the things that you're taking for granted now, like today, and the things that you'll be taking for granted later. So, yeah. And you know what? Some things are okay to just let them pass by you, you know? You don't have to attach, for one, you don't have to attach to nothing at all. But there are certain things that it's okay to just let them go by. It's okay. If they're not in your interest, that's fine. But the things that you care about, the things that you want to focus on, the things that you love, the things that generate that passion inside you, that things that generate that energy and that love inside you, those things that you want to focus on that do that for you, those are the things that I'm talking to you about. So Much love to all you. Much love to you all. Again, my name is Bryan. This is OneTime, and I'll see you guys on the next video.